Hello, and we go. Hello, 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 and welcome to the next episode of this Creepy Show. Something like that. And all kinds of like manners of stuff like things and that. Oh, it's the hat. Makes you crazy, man. Makes you mad. Thinking, wow, what's this guy doing wearing a red hat? It looks so amazing, man. I wish I could have a red hat like him. Well, maybe you could have a red hat like him. Yeah? This dingleberry, whatever they call him. Dewberry, what's it? I don't know. What's with the hat? What's with the hat, Squibs? Well, I'll tell you, one time I was delirious. One time I was delirious in the jungle. It wasn't in the jungle. It was in a house, right? I was looking out over the greenery. And yeah, I was getting a bit paranoid, you know. I had to think, yeah, I'm gonna have to charge up some batteries or something, make a hideaway in a bush somewhere, and you know, get some plans together and get on the radio and all these sorts of things. And then I realised that I was mental, I was mad, and you know, you had to be a certain particular type of mad to wear a red hat. And I was like, that's it, I'll get a red hat and I'll be sorted. I'll be sad. I think something like that. I don't know. I think I just thought it was really funny at the time. You know, so I bought it. And I never looked back, because I've only just got it. You know. But I thought at once, I'm going to have to make a thing of it, I guess. So, you know, it's going to be part of the image now, isn't it? But it's a very serious hat, I guess. People who wear these hats, they're serious people. They are serious people. You know, so, you know, think of that movie. Okay, what are we doing today? Well, I don't know. I don't think any of this is hat material, you know, honestly. So I could just read to you in the manner of voices. Now, there is a book that I've never finished, but I've started many times, that I wanted to do the intro of for the channel because I thought it was fitting. I thought it was fitting to start at the beginning. Yeah. No. I thought it was just fitting for the nature of the thing. No, I'll get it for you. It's a pirate book, and it's quite good actually. It's a German book where every word rhymes, right? And they translated it into English, and it still rhymes. I mean, that's quite impressive as it is. Should be around somewhere actually. Must be everywhere. Ah, here's it. It's called Faust. And Urfaust by Jonathan Wolfgang von Goethe. But I can't read it to you because it is it's got a license on it, so it would get taken down, unfortunately. But it's quite good for how far I've got into it. A couple of times. There's this guy. I'll tell you, it's about this guy who's a scholar. He's like a he studies everything. He's like a man of science and philosophy and all these sorts of things. And he feels like he's sort of reached the conclusion of like the pursuit of knowledge. He feels like he's sort of accomplished a lot of things and he doesn't know how to take it further. So he makes a pact with the devil. I think he starts looking into magic because he gets bored of science and all these sorts of things. So he starts looking into magic, and the devil comes to him and sort of takes him round on this journey. Sometimes he pretends to be him as well, I think, and I think even Faust at some point gets to dress up like the devil. But I didn't get that far. But there's like witches in it, I think, and there's like drunkards, and the whole thing rhymes, and it's very good and interesting. But it starts off with a bunch of angels. It starts off with angels in heaven, and they're looking down on earth, and they're like, I can't remember. I think they're talking about Faust. And then the next scene is the scene which I wanted to do for the intro, which is about a director, a poet, and a clown. And they're all talking to each other about what's the recipe to make a successful piece for the public. And in my interpretation, I wanted it to be about like one person, and they were all different aspects of the same personality, all like talking to each other, and that was like the writer's sort of, you know, experience, I guess. So yeah, I wanted to do that. Hopefully this is bad news. Okay. That's good, as I expected. So yeah, I wanted to do that, but I can't, as good as it is. And I really want to. Can I get wrong for reading 2 lines? Probably. There's a joke in the Mighty Boosh, isn't there? I don't, the Mighty Boosh ain't gonna ever see it. About Hamilton and Cork. I think it's Hamilton Cork. Or, yeah, it's Hamilton Cork. He's like this guy who reads, he's this guy who reads stories. You can tell by one line if it's a good story or something. So, you know, maybe that they're telling me now in my head, you know, as writers and aficionados of literature, to not risk it, because you know what show business is like. And that's the precedent that I want to be setting people. This is recording. It's recording. Okay. Oh yeah. But Shakespeare, on the other hand, look at that. Look at this guy. Now this face. This face has a lot of things. And just a portrait alone. Does this face? You know. I sometimes think, how many people have looked onto this visage? It's good, isn't it? And all this gold ring around it. Gold seal. This is the complete works of Shakespeare. Amazing. I own it. And I always wanted this for a long time. Well, I wanted this because my mum had a copy, and that was a gift from someone, and she threw it out, actually. And I wanted that copy, so she bought me this one. And yeah, how cool was that? Well cool, man. Proper well cool. Now, what have I got to put the thing with Shakespeare? Because I thought, where we were going to read this poetry stuff, you think, oh, I'm not bleeding Shakespeare. Well, Shakespeare's all right, man. So just, you sit down. And let me tell you a story about Shakespeare. No, I don't know. I don't know many stories about Shakespeare. They're all in there. Well, not all of them. What was these written anyway? I'm thinking, can I leave this app and will it still recording? Let's see. Oh, that's strange. It seems to come through like a robot. Weird. I don't know. It says 13. If I leave, 15, 17. I think it's still recording. Right. So I'm going to look up now because I think Shakespeare is public domain. Okay. I think it's intentionally the licensing isn't. You don't have to buy it, which is nice. But there is a Royal Shakespeare Company, so maybe they might say, actually, that's not the case. But if it is the case, I'll read some of this. Because I'm not very good at reading at all. But when I do read, right, I do it in a sort of way where I'm, taking a piss out of the moment. Because, reading, man, for chumps. I don't know what a chump is. I think it's an American term. It's like something to do with, like, no, what's that? Like the fish guts. Is that chump? Is Shakespeare public domain? But yeah, basically, I end up reading it in all kinds of weird voices because I don't know. I'm probably trying to make light of it. Shakespeare's works are in the domain of the public. They are for all of us to use, share, and enjoy, build upon, be inspired by, and perform. Well, there we go. Nice one. So I'm not going to get heavy into. We're not going to. We're not going to. You'll think actually, well, I'd quite like that. We do a 28 part of the Taming of the Shrew or something, which I haven't read. So maybe we will, and maybe I'll do a bunch of them, or maybe we'll do like a Zoom thing, yeah, where we'll all take different parts because I heard people do that. But no, if we'll do a sonnet, maybe, which is nice. It's public domain, licensing people, licensing. The Tempest, got to read that one as well. Tempest, sorry. Yeah, there's a girl called Kate Tempest. She's like a rapper, I guess, and a poet. Yeah, she's right. She did an advert, didn't she? She did an advert recently. You might have heard one of her songs actually. Sonnets, right? What should we do? Pick a number, and I'll try and hear you. You have to speak a bit louder. Come on. No, I'm getting 82. Go on, 82. Is there? Right, here we go. 81, 82. Hopefully this is, not bad. I grant thou were not married to. I grant thou wert. I grant thou wert not married to my muse, and therefore mayest without attainder look. The dedicated words of which writers use of their fair subject, blessing every book. Thou art as fair in knowledge as in hue, finding thy words a limit past my praise, and therefore art enforcing to seek anew some fresher stamp of the time bettering days, and do so love yet when they have devised what strange touches rhetoric can lead. Thou truly fair weren't truly sympathized in true plain words by thy true telling friend. Sympathized, lend. Oh, down, butchering this. And their gross painting might be better used where cheeks need blood in thee is abused. Well, that I don't know. Ooh, raunchy, I guess, maybe. Who knows? Right, give us another number and we'll try and get into the swing of it. 94. 94. Alright. And then we'll do 95 as well after. 94. They that have power to hurt and will do none, that do not do the thing they must do show, who moving others and themselves as stone, unmoved, cold, and to temptation slow, they rightly do inherit heaven's graces, and husband nature's riches from expense. There are the lords and owners of all their faces, others but stewards in their excellence. The summer's flower is to the summer sweet, though to itself it only live and die. But that flower with based infection meet, the basest weed outbraves his dignity. For sweetest things turn sourest by their deeds, lilies that fester smell far worse than weeds. 25. How sweet and lovely dost thou make the same, which the canker in the fragrant rose doth spot the beauty of thy budding name, or in what sweet dost thou sins enclose? That tongue that tells the story of thy days, making lascivious comments on thy sport, cannot depraise, but in kind of praise, naming thy name blessed and ill report. Or what a mansion have these vices got, which for their habitation close out thee, where beauty's veil doth cover every blot, and all things turn to fair that eyes can see. Take heed, dear heart, of these large privileges. The hardest knife I'll use doth lose his edge. Come on, Shakespeare, you're killing me here.
Some say thy fault is youth, some wantonness, some say thy grace is youth and gentle sport. But greatest faults are loved, of more and less thou makest false graces that to these resort. As on the fingers of the throned queen the basest jewel will be well esteemed, so are those errors that in thee are seen to truths translated for the true things deemed. How many lambs might have seen how many lambs might have the stern wolf portray, if the lamb he could his looks translate? How many grazers might thou lead away, if thou wouldst use the strength of all thy stray? But do not do so, I love thee in such sort, as thou being mine, mine is thy good report.
This guy's brilliant! More poetry, Scripses, more poetry! Okay, man, I'll bring you some more poetry now. You still watching? You paying attention? You sitting down? Alright, where are we now? Yeah, we'll go for 100. Right, here we go. Where art thou, muse, that thou forgot so long to speak of, that which gives thee all thy might? Sendest thou thy fury in some worthless song, darkening thy power to lend base subjects light? Return, forgetful muse, and straight redeem in gentle numbers time so idly spent. Sing to the ear that doth thy lay esteem, and gives thy pen both skill and argument. Rise, rest, muse, my love, sweet face survey. In time have any wrinkle given there, if any be a satyr to decay, and make time spoiled to spies everywhere. Man, what is this? Survey everywhere, there, everywhere, decay, survey, yeah. Man, ooh, yeah, it's got some cadences, doesn't it? I was going to say cantering. That's not a thing, is it? It's the thing, once you read enough of this rubbish, you can just start making up words if you want and do what you like. Give my love fame faster than time wastes life, so thou preventst his scythe and crooked knife. Oh, the crooked knife. Yes, that's enough, Shakespeare. You beauty. You beauty. And, I think, we'll have to save it for another time. If you want to hear more of that, you just put some clapping in the comments. Okay. But what else are we going to do now? Because, I haven't got anything, so I'll just check over these top secret invisible notes. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, actually. Funny enough. No. I don't think it does say that at all, actually. And I'm not endorsing any of this. I don't know who sanctioned that, but that's not going anywhere. Right. I don't know, that's helpful. Damn. I don't know. Should we find some random material in this drawer and see what's in there? Should we see what's in the drawer? This could be a feature, couldn't it? Oh, mystic drawer. Right, have a looky. What have we got in the drawer today? We've got a shred of paper with some incoherent notes on it in various ways. Oh, we've got a film here. No, top secret film though, which I guess I'll tell you, and I guess it'll spoil it. But I plan to actually. It was It was more of a scheme than it was a film, but a film no less that I was going to make from scheming. An empty thing to put things in. This was actually for paper, but somehow the paper's got all out. So, a postcard from Germany. German postcard. Contemporary vinegar syndrome. New cinema, new world. Vagina Davis. That's not a name. Vaginal Davies and Daniel Hendrickson. Well, I see why he lives in Germany. Oh dear. Vaginal Davies. It's got to be a nickname, surely. No, am I missing something? Is there something going over my head there? Contemporary vinegar syndrome. Ooh. 4 16mm films from Brazil. Brazilian. Patio by Glauber Rocha, 1959. There's a bit of production, free production, so you know we can check these out. We can have a little film fest. Oh, apparently it costs here €12 to €9, reduced fee, free admission for Arsenal members. Nice. But I think we missed it, guys. Yeah. Right, the next one is Amazonias. Luis Augusto Mendes. Rocha Glauber. Fernando Jurat. 1966. And the next film. Maran Hueo. Maybe. 66. Glauber Rocha, 1966. Viva a Vida. Vivir a Vida. Tata Armaral, 1992. I tell you what, Europeans have got some good chatter and they've got some really good talk. And the way they sort of blend their words and stuff, it's quite impressive. And when I try to read stuff in foreign, you know, it didn't come out quite as fanciful. Like Tuesday, September 10th, 2019, 8 o'clock. Volgata Gemeinschaftsgarten, Werblen Inster, 50, Berlin, New Cologne, on grounds of former Kilden Brewery. Beautiful. Right, so see what this is, yeah? Oh, it's a poem. Should we sing it? Should we read it? Since we're doing all poetry and the like. Contemporary stylings and what have you. So we've got a poem here, which I'll read first before I read to anyone else. It's horrible. It's really horrible, really quite dark, and the film's nice. So we'll still do the poem because we've just read Shakespeare, and honestly, I wasn't paying that much attention. So you know, he said something about stabbing himself in the heart at one point. So from there to here. Green seen the knife again. How must seem to see through the eyes of the desperate. Warm yourself by the fires of the heart, but no matter how the size of the fire. See how far your wit gets you when you're told what to do. Angels deserve to die. I mean, that is barely a poem. At all. And, you know, it's more just mental. So I'm going to have to read more poems to you. Unfortunately. Oh dear, oh no. Not more poems. But to make up for that, because I can do smaller poems which have good structure, good balance, good device, and wow, man, wow, you know, not too bad. There's one thing I can actually do all right is poem, I guess. I hope so. You might go, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's not that good. The stuff we do is all in the top secret half Spanglish. Okay. So do you want to hear the film, or should we not bother? Do you want to hear about the film? It's a psychological anti-romance film. If that is, a genre that you're familiar with. Funny enough, I have psychological anti-horror film too. Anti-film. Is that a thing? Because this is a joke about love, you know. Um, it's a short film, a film which I won't get to act in reality. Okay, because yeah, I wanted to, because this is the thing, yeah. I saw a person, a character, and I was like, I do see often people have character. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but people have character. And sometimes I see that, and I'm like, oh, I really love that. And recently, actually, funny enough, I actually said to somebody, "Oh, I love you, I do." And don't get me wrong, I say that to quite a few people because I think that's a good thing to say. This is before we even get into this. This isn't even related. It's not even backstory. It's not nothing to nothing. And if you're watching this, I mean, you know it's me because you've seen my face, so I'm not embarrassing myself too much. And I do think you're lovely, and I do think you've got something. And I'm not saying I love you, yeah, and I'm sure if we were, if you thought I was all right, we'd get along like brilliantly, proper, well, brilliant, good stuff, wouldn't we? So there's no stress, just because other people are mental and mad about love and stuff, it doesn't mean that I have to be lovely and mental and stuff. Yeah, okay. um, but sure, it's nice to say. I think love's a good thing. I mean, is it though? Because maybe I shouldn't actually just say, oh, oh, I love you, I do. 'Cause maybe that's like quite a big thing to say, is it? I don't know, but that's not the point. They're great, and I just want to be. I do want to just be hype people up, and yes, you're brilliant. The camera loves you. The camera loves you. Sort of thing, not in like a seedy way, but in a producer way. Um, yeah, because that's nice. I think that's nice, and I want people. If you love me, people, if you're like, all right, this is brilliant. This is just what I needed. You tell me, because I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. And also, there could be a maturity with love. If you love someone, you're going to respect them. It's only when people let each other down is where the issues come in. Because realistically, you don't have to. If you don't establish anything, I mean, not saying that you won't establish things and you shouldn't establish things because that's important. But if you love someone, you don't really care. If you admire someone, it doesn't matter. Success to them. It's a good thing. Yeah, isn't it? I'm not saying I did love this person. I just loved something about them, and I still stand by that. And it's their character, I guess. But sometimes also, I guess I project a little bit sometimes as well, and I have in the past for sure. But the producer in me says, "Well, that's the success. You're seeing success there, my friend. So maybe it's not something to pursue romantically, but career-wise, you know, we'll offer anyone. They're interested in that. It's an idea, isn't it? It's an idea. It's worth something. We got plenty of ideas, don't we? We got variations. We got possibilities. There's stuff in the background. Sure, no worries. Anyway, so I see this other person that I think is lovely. I'm once again not someone that I necessarily think romantically for or nothing, my lover. Um, but I just think, yeah, they've got something as well. They've got something. And then I was like, I just want to meddle with this person. I want to be meddlesome and support them, but also because this is the thing. I felt like what's heartbreak, to a love story. It's an end and sad and it's awful. And it's usually on the male end of things. Guy falls in love with a girl and doesn't have that much respect for him because they then think he's a bit of a pansy. Or maybe they do, or maybe they have a mixture of emotions. They go through all their emotions, but it'll end up with them breaking up, and they won't be in love anymore, and the guy will be, either heartbroken or a bastard. So I was like, how can I chop up all these elements? Sorry, I'm picking away this last bounty. I shouldn't do that. How can I pick up all these elements and position them to have the best outcome? You see? So, starts off where there's this supportive sort of character, and he's saying, "Oh, you need to get a boyfriend. You need to get a boyfriend." And he's sort of putting forward this flirty, not flirty, but just saying, "Oh, you need to get a boyfriend. You need to get a boyfriend," sort of thing. But also at the same time being just outstandingly attractive and clean and just amazing, like some out of town sort of brother or something, like the brother in Malcolm in the Middle, but better, the one that goes away and he's in the army or whatever. Like him, but even better. Like just the coolest, most attractive, distant but supportive character you can think of, yeah. And they're sort of like just saying, "Ah, you need to get a boyfriend, you need to get a boyfriend. Oh, if I only had a boyfriend, if I only had this, that, the other, all this sort of thing." And just trying to, yes, plant the idea that maybe they could be the boyfriend or something. And then you say that you'll support them, and you say, "Yeah, you should leave your family, leave your job, leave leave everything. Yeah, screw that life. If you wanna, because probably they're having hard troubles, because the girl having trouble, in the story." And it's like, "Yeah, run away with me. I'll look after you." And then they get here, and hypothetically, in England, anyway, they get to Wimbledon, let's say, and they're in Wimbledon, and they move in with this character, and she thinks, "I'm still not too sure, but maybe there could be something here." And then he keeps basically hinting that she needs to get a boyfriend, and then to a romantic level, to a sort of confusing level almost, and he sort of plays on that, a bit like a cat and a mouse sort of thing. And then he starts to get a bit sterner, and he starts to send her out to do little jobs and stuff, and sort of just starts just pointing around like, "No, you really need to get a boyfriend, and you need to get the fuck out of here," sort of thing. Not like that, because that's not how it's done. But I'm not going to tell you how it's done. But I'm literally telling you the story. And then there's like heartbreak, I guess. So what have we got? Romance, connection, confusion, letdown, resolve. So they resolve, and then maybe there is a bit of a romantic element to it, and then maybe she's already sort of heartbroken at this point, but maybe when she's just thinking, that's enough, I'm getting out of here, or I'm going to kill him, that's when the bit of romance happens or something. But then there's even more heartbreak, and she leaves, and then she returns at some point, and he's got a girlfriend or something, or he's hanging around with a guy or something. I don't know. You can see where this is going. I can't remember. I haven't written it, but yeah, that is it pretty much. And the premise was, I don't know. It sounds like it does sound like a bit of a prick actually, where it says like there's a romance and then he breaks her heart again. Because that's not quite fair. Because what the premise was he he does have feelings for her initially, but he doesn't want to pursue them because he doesn't think it's one what's best for her. Two, he thinks it's going to end badly. So three, he thinks if he just initially completely breaks her heart straight away, she's always going to love him. So he wins, she always loves him, and nobody gets hurt. Do you know what I mean? Or the natural balance is restored, and the girl is feels love lost rather than the guy, and that's the story. It's nice, isn't it? It's not that nice, but it's quite funny. It could be quite good, and I'm sure there's some really decent character in Wimbledon. I don't think so, actually. I don't think there's just, they don't make them like they used to anymore, you know? Those sort of people. So, unfortunately, guys, you've missed. Unfortunately, guys, you missed your chance on those. You got to deal with me. The idiot. Which is alright, you know. You just don't know what to do. I'll make a film, and you can love hate me, and you know, beat me up really, and maybe bring your friends, and they can love hate me too, but they probably respect you, and then you know, I'll think that you're cheating, and I'll try it on your friends, and then you get really angry at me because you're not cheating, and I'll be like, oh, I hate you, and you'll be like, I hate you too, but that'll be it. We'll also be in love, and it'll be distant and separate, and then you know, we can both have separate gay boyfriends, girlfriends, several boyfriends, and still, you know, be like soul mates. But you know, that'll be a good relationship, good dynamic there, don't you think? Healthy, healthy relationships there. Right, let's see what else is in the drawer. We've got. I don't need to look at that. No way. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's personal. So. It's mental health. It's mental health stuff, okay? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it? Hey! Sorry. I'm feeling a bit, what's it called? Embarrassed. No, mental health is normal. We'll do a video on mental health one day, maybe. When I feel get around to it. Here's a shopping list, a phone number. Yes, I'll be looking for this! And a ratio. Some maths equations. Which is very good. Oh, and a don't tell me this is the one. It's the same one. It's not. It's not. Cool. Maths equation. We've got a little notepad. Right? We've got hairpins. Woohoo! I could open a little shop. Right, this is 40p. These are 2p. Why not? I've got a postcard here of a mythical creature. I've got a pack of playing cards, which I don't know where these come from. Also can fit in the pocket. If I had a pocket, you know, I'd fit them in. There's another notepad, but I mean, let's not get too into this. And we've got an art book. We've got an art book. We've got a small book of nothing. Some business ideas in the background, in the back. Some more films. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 films. Better films than that. That was a bit of a short film. These are, well, that's a story, right? That's a story. That's the second part of the same story. That's how I want to do a graphic. That's how I want to do. That I would like to do a graphic novel. This I could like to also do in a different style of graphic novel. One's a sort of science fiction, and one's a psychological thriller sort of thing. Another romance, funny enough, similar to the romance I just described about me being in an angry relationship. But this is more of just an art thing. It's on a sort of colour palette called Jess and Quinn, and yeah, I don't know. Another love poem story, also about, I can't remember how that one goes actually. Bollocks. It's called A Love Curse. So once again, it's about dysfunctional relationship. And then The Guild, which is well, a film, but also a concept, which ties in with some of the. This is a bit of a mess actually. This is the Guild thing ties in with a lot of the political principles stuff, because there's more to the political principles, which is, you know, than just that. And a lot of it is actually like guild stuff and restoring like guilds and stuff, because they're not just in fantasy, they're actually, you know, they're like engineering guilds and all these sort of things, and they're quite important, and they're quite valuable. And shouldn't really be neglected. Societal constructs have been scrapped intentionally by the Conservatives and those sort of parties because they obviously do not want people to be in unions, etc. And you know, they'd like you to pay for their knowledge. They want you to do their courses, their work courses, etc. So they can keep the flow of money. Essentially, we've got the Squatters Handbook given to me by the squatters. Well, I need to see again because they're a good bunch. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's probably a lot I haven't met as well. I mean, I only met like 11, maybe. Just in at the meeting, anyway. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Something to look into if you're interested. What else have we got? Video ideas? I think we've done a few of these. Art styles. Bands, music bands. Should we do some shout outs for some music bands? I guess. These are just these are all just pinched off the radio from half of it's a live event. Other stuff was they all just seem to fit. They're similar sort of cohesive style. There's a little drawing there, and a drawing there. Don't know, you can't really see this one very well. That's the better one. It's not that good either. And neither was that one. This one sort of looks like Fry's like nephew, great, you know, the like the great grandfather who's also a child. That's what that looks like, but with shinier hair. Right, the bands. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands here. Some I endorse more than others, and there's others that are similar to them, in similar ilk. And sense of truth there. Right, we've got the moon landings. They're quite hard to find on the internet, or just moon landings. They've got some quite alright music though. Then Squid, a band called Squid. They're quite good, bit weird. Egyptian Blue, they're not bad, but they've also got some like nice choppy guitar riffs and and yeah, Egyptian Blue. They've got some choppy guitarists, similar stuff. Black Midi, you might have heard of Black Midi. You know, I was lucky enough to hear Black Midi before I heard them on the radio. Funny enough, I was like, I do know this one. I know this one because I searched like Speedway Racer or something because I wanted to do a band and I was going to call it Speedway Racer because there's this motorcycle stuff called Speedway, and I wanted to just do something which was like really like driven, just like something like that, but like even better, more alternative. With my friends, so I was looking up band names, and yeah, I think they've got a song about, and then one of the music videos they've got like a speedway thing. And then Fontaine's DC is the last one on the list. I think they're an Irish band, if that's the one I'm thinking of. Or am I thinking of someone else? But yeah, Fontaine's DC, they're not bad as well. Yeah, quite good. We've got a little postcard here. I have a drawing which I've done of the mythical pig bat thing that I talked about in a previous video. So I'll show you that. It's a little. We're at 40 minutes through now, rooting through my drawers. I hope you're enjoying this little poetry segment, Poetry Hour with a Madman. So I'll show you this. This is a little Easter egg for you. Yeah, this is Scabbers. Actually, that's what he was called, which I thought was a bit strange actually, because I'm in the dream. I didn't want to say the name at first because I was like, I don't know why I didn't want to say it because I don't know. Scabbers was really nice actually. Yeah, I quite like Scabbers. But there's this thing, it flies into my face, like I said, and it was really weird. It's like a little dog but it was also like a pig, and it was also like a bat, and it was flying, and it was also like, I don't know, kind of like fuzzy, but also kind of like it was like its skin was sort of like pale. It was really pale and white, but you could see its skin like through the fur quite easily. It was kind of like mangy, but kind of like wispy. It was wispy. That's how I describe it. It was wispy. Anyway, this thing's like batting into my face and it's sitting on my head and stuff. And at one point, it sits on my head and it's sort of patting on my head. And I was like, "What the bloody hell is this thing? Get off me!" And then I see this fly appear out of nowhere, like this big, like weird, like blue black orb fly thing. And that freaked me out as much as well. So I grabbed the pig bat thing and I threw it at the fly, expecting it to kill it. It didn't. Didn't do anything. It just flew back and then starts rolling around on the floor, wanting me to like stroke it or something, I guess. I'm like, what the hell was this thing called? And there's all these like weird ghost people behind me, and they go, "It's Scabbers! Like, you're supposed to know this." And it was in like my old childhood house as well, which is weird. Yeah. And that was Scabbers. And then I look it up, and I'm searching like they're mythical creatures called Scabbers because obviously in Harry Potter the rat is called Scabbers, and it turns into Voldemort's like minion fella, doesn't it? And I was like, no way. Maybe J.K. Rowling got it from mythology. Maybe she didn't. But a scab were people who would um, ruin, like people would like unionize, people would go on strike and stuff, and then people would actually sneak in and go behind the picket line, and they'd go into work, and they'd be called scabs. And mainly because back then, if you got a scab, you're quite prone to infection and stuff, and that's not good. And they're saying like, I don't know, they're saying like you're like a parasite or something, I guess. But anyway, this is the little mythical creature that appeared to me in my dream. So take that as you will, but this is sort of what he looks like. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, that's a little extra for you sticking around this far. And do you want me to go? I feel like some of you will be like, yeah, that's enough for 50 minutes. And some of you might be like, no, stick about, stick about. But we'll do a little bit more. We'll go through. This is the last book then. This is the last section. And actually, it's just really faint artwork. This is the last thing, I guess, which is in. There's some other stuff in the job, but nothing much, nothing important. Some more flyers, some more stuff from when Europe, and an old college card. So hey, why not? Let's put another book, and it's just some art. And you can see my picture for the first time I watched it. Okay. So my job, huh? Where are you? Sure, right, what we got here? I can't really show you from there because it's quite plain. I don't even have the camera to pick it up. I do stuff. I've always done stuff really like I'm scared of pencil or something. Even though we get something. So it's sort of like techno-y blobs really. So you can see that. And there's a little panel underneath it. See if we can get that. It's like a hologram or something. Lovely ones down here. These are all unreleased. No one's actually seen them yet. Then, what else have we got? We've got some more sort of blobby shapes, which they're not really some more. This was when I was trying out some pens that I got. You can see the thing there, sort of like TV sort of thing. We've got some contemporary design. Yeah. Yeah, I like this one. This is vids. Yeah, it's not bad here, it's not bad. Because originally I was just going to do like title cards for all the videos. And I stopped doing that, but I've got a few of them. So I give them away if you want. Got some Tour fans. Yeah. 3 people. Oh, that's something I always say. Like, you know, people go, like, more like whatever. Well, one time I was making noodles. It says serves 3 people. And I would go, serves 3 people. More like 3 people. Because I couldn't think of anything. And then since then I just put that in any time where you can fit that in. I end up saying that. More like 3 people. Yes, some other stuff which were released elsewhere. A vampire. More vampires sketches. Something up. I think that's vampires for you. Yes, picture I did for someone, and they didn't ever fucking look at it. So I'll show that. I put that on screen. Some more techie scribbles. Oh, it's just below it. And that's a lot of people. I think there's some stuff at the very back. At the very back, we've got some writing. Well, not really much of this, but they'll be probably that. Okay. Yeah, well, whatever. The back's not too good. Some fashion stuff, bad shit cartoons. Yeah, I think there's a dragon for this. Dragon that I sort of copied, I think. I was trying to. My brother wanted me to do Asian artwork, Japanese stuff. So I was designing it from things like that. I've learned some Japanese techniques. And that's the thing I want to smoke. I can't see the smoke, smoke around it. Dragons are pretty hard to do actually. Japanese people do it really well. They do it with a brush, they just go and then they draw the whiskers on. It's done. And there's some fish which I was learning out of the book from the library. And somewhere designed for the piece I was doing. I've got some different books. But the piece I was doing is some weird little acid faces. With wine and plants. Yeah, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the piece I wanted to do for my brother. So I wanted to do this piece for my brother, and it was sort of, it had sort of, not Renaissance, but like Baroque motifs in it. Or maybe it's Baroque. For some art period. Medieval Rulers, I think it was. Pardon me. And there was this samurai, like, in full like armour against like a rice farmer with his hat, his rice hat thing. Because I think that's what they are originally. And they all both had swords, and they're both sort of dueling against like a mountain scenery. There's mountains in the background, and then the clouds breaking through the clouds are all different like Japanese demon faces. Because there's a couple. And then there's these two. There's like a dog and a fox. I think maybe what I don't know which way around, a wolf and a wolf, or a dog and a wolf and a fox would go best. Yeah, that's what I was going to do for it. I was going to get a larger version of it as well. I never think to. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining me on that look through, rooting through. Just well, I don't know what this video I'm going to call this, but I'll list it back and chuck it down, and hopefully some good thing will come out of it. Hopefully you enjoy it, and maybe we'll do some more Shakespeare in the future. I've got some really stupid stuff on my desk. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you around. Oh, thanks, Shakespeare. See you later, guys.